Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cows channel and a very special Cows opinion where for once we have great news for Activision Blizzard because the European Commission did approve their sale to Microsoft. Now, as in seen in this tweet right here, the European Commission has required Microsoft to license popular Activision Blizzard games automatically to competing cloud gaming services. This will apply globally and will empower millions of consumers worldwide to play these games on any device they choose. And then we have, of course, we have Awesome Baby. But yeah, so what happened today was that the EU finally did approve the Microsoft merger, which is not expected actually. That recently you may have seen on this channel, the CMA, which is the Consumer Markets Authority, it's the UK regulator, had actually disproved, but not for any of the reasons people thought. They said that cloud gaming was too centralized by Microsoft. Now, cloud gaming is not a big niche right now. It has a lot of potential in the future, but it's not really big right now. So everyone was very shocked and unhappy. Microsoft is appealing, and yeah. Here we have more tweets, more breaking news. Where it's all the breaking news on Twitter for gaming right now is that the EU has approved it. Now, the CMA decided to put out a statement, which is their response to the EU's announcement today on Microsoft. The UK, US, and European competition authorities are unanimous that this merger would harm competition in cloud gaming. Well, that's not actually true because, first of all, the European Competition Authority just said, no, this is an easy remedy, you don't need to do that. The CMA concluded that cloud gaming needs to continue as a free, competitive market to drive innovation and choice in this rapidly evolving sector. Microsoft's proposals, accepted by the European Commission today, would allow Microsoft to set the terms and conditions for this market for the next decade. They would replace, which not really, I don't know if that is true. The European Commission is saying that they will automatically allow it licensed. Now, Microsoft have been talking about 10-year deals, so maybe that's where it's from. They would replace a free, open, competitive market with one subject to ongoing regulation of the games Microsoft sells, the platforms to which it sells them, and the conditions of sale. Some of that is kind of wonky. I mean, if Microsoft makes the games, they do get to decide where, but I understand that, you know, they don't want a major publisher to suddenly fold in. This is one of the reasons the CMA's independent panel group rejected Microsoft proposals and prevented this deal. While we recognize and respect the EU is entitled to take a different view, they stand by its decision. Well, first of all, these three are not unanimous because the US is still going through everything and Microsoft is going to fight them in court. And the European Union just said, no, we're not going to do this. So this is a little petty. Not reading all that. The island becomes smaller and smaller the more you talk. You won't approve the deal because of cloud gaming and such other things, but you allow Sony and other companies to do whatever they please, specifically when Sony has bought multiple studios and companies. Double standards. PlayStation only, guys, if the deal somehow goes through. Fence that Sony's nephews and... Oh, God. You mad? Are they mad? Cry more. Cloud gaming isn't free. I hope Microsoft pulls out of the UK because of you and only honors the contracts they have to. In an economy that is crumbling, you want to restrict innovation. You care more about your pride than you do your own citizens' jobs and growth. Microsoft this week invested in a new AI company. Buy them out, move them. Yeah, so this is Carlo's tweet here is the main point while I was showing you these responses. Now, the UK has had a triple whammy. There's that global pandemic that we just got out of. Inflation is high. And Brexit and all of this stuff. None of this stuff singular is terribly threatening. But the UK especially is struggling right now, economically speaking. And tech companies are not happy with the changes in the UK's regulation. So when the CMA comes and tells Microsoft, no, we're not going to approve this. And Microsoft says, well, maybe we just won't do business with you if we don't have to. That hurts a lot. A lot of tech companies have already, unfortunately, started to scale back in investments and hiring in the UK. I mean, look, Bobby Kotick is a troll, but he wasn't just shooting blanks when he said that the UK was really harming itself in the eyes of the tech world. They're not happy with what the UK is doing right now. And because of that, all of this is just starting to make it seem like the CMA might get overruled by the government over them, because they're like, we don't want to make Microsoft angry. We need the jobs. We need the money. So we will have to wait and see how that goes. But this was pretty big news. A lot of people had assumed that there was a higher chance that the European Commission would say, we agree with the CMA. Because, they used to move a lot more lockstep back when they were in the commission. But apparently, Microsoft was able to take care of the cloud gaming fears, which the UK regulators just... And again, the UK regulators had even signaled they were likely to approve the deal before they denied it. So I'm not sure what those regulators are doing, but I think that they're going to... I honestly think that if there's any kind of trial or legal stuff here in America, the United States, I think Microsoft's going to win that. I don't think that the U.S. authorities have enough. Laws are different in different countries, but in this country, America, it is on the government to prove that the corporations are actively harming competition. I'm not saying Microsoft's innocent. I'm just saying it's a very high hurdle to come over. And it's usually a lot easier when you are like Standard Oil back in the day, if you remember anything from history class. And this is not that. I honestly think you can argue with Steam and Epic Game Store and indie publishing that the barrier to entry to make your own games, yeah, you're not going to be Activision Blizzard on day one. Nobody is. But the barrier to entry to make video games has been lowered so much that I don't think that the U.S. regulators are going to have enough legal precedent to block this. Which means that the CMA will stand alone, and I don't want to be mean to the U.K., but there's a very good chance that like where everybody else approved, the U.K. isn't. So we would just only do business in the U.K. when we have to, because you just won't get this stuff. And I don't think that the U.K. government's going to allow that. But let me know down below what you think. This is a very special Cow's Opinion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit that like button. It really helps. And I'll see you next time.